Hey guys, it's been a while. I know, I've noticed. A lot has changed. I know. Trust me. Um, but I'm really glad to be back. I'm really glad that you're here, whether it's your first time or whether you've seen my videos before. So, this is a series I wanted to do where I wanted to sit down, talk with fellow creatives, friends, other film people, acting people, creative people, artistic people, etc. And just chat. It's not exactly a podcast, but it's also a very genuine, free flowing conversation that I hope you get some value out of as well. So, having said that, this first episode I sat down with a really, really good friend of mine, Olivia Pinkney. She is an actor and an artist. She's written some stuff as well, I believe. Other than that, Olivia is also a dear friend, and we also were in the Emerging Brits program with the National Youth Film Academy, although we were assigned on different groups to begin with. But nonetheless, she is an incredible artist, and I'm very lucky to talk to her today. I thought it was very apt for the first episode to be about the creative struggle. Hope you enjoy. One of the first things that really caught my attention was, how do you keep faith as an artist? And I know this is a big one, especially like one that we've not prepped for.
I think it might be like the biggest one because you're not going to be working all the time. And, I think sometimes like talent is very important, but it almost seems like determination kind of trumps it slightly, because you can be very, very talented, but if you are not good at not working and just keeping the faith, then you're going to fail like a few years in, because it is really soul destroying sometimes.
I agree, especially the kind of year 2020's been as well. Like it's hard enough as it is being a creative, but then work suddenly just stopped at the start of the year, and I can't believe we're already at the end as well. So determinism, you're right, like talent and creativity is fantastic, but being determined to push through is important. And for me personally, what helps me is just knowing that I have to enjoy this time, because there's a lot of learning happening, and I have to take my opportunity when I need to, yes, but it's also like, once the big times arrive, it's not gonna be, you're not gonna have time much to just slow down and just learn and mess up and make mistakes. That's one way that helps me keep somewhat sane. What helps you keep faith that things like, it's gonna be all right?
No, it's a similar thing for me, because I thought things can happen very, very quickly, and I know that, and everything can happen at once, and you literally don't have any time to think, which is great. I kind of love that as well. But there is a huge value in being present and taking your time with things and just appreciating the very small, mundane things in life. And I mean, it's good for anyone to appreciate, but especially as an artist, because I think we learn so much from the mundane, especially through acting. Like, we are kind of learning from the mundane, the everyday, that kind of contributes to the texture of acting in a sense. But keeping faith, I think spirituality has helped me a lot, I think.
That's really
in
interesting.
terms of keeping faith. Like, if I didn't have a kind of faith in spirituality, I think it would be harder for me, I think, because in some ways I believe that some things are just meant to happen the way they're meant to happen.
For sure.
And there is some cosmic timing to all of it, which I think takes the pressure off a bit, because if I was a total atheist and I thought that everything was on my shoulders, and that's a great thing as well, like thinking, oh, it all comes from me, it's all my own work, and I think it's half work, half luck, really.
For sure.
Seems to be. So like, if you do fail, then you think, well, it's all my fault, it's all my lack of work, or I've been working so hard, but like, everything's bad and cynical. So I think a bit of faith and trying to learn in the mistakes and learn in the rejection is really valuable. Like, and I think when you get those no's, I think you have to appreciate that it's never that personal. And what I'm trying to appreciate now is saying, okay, if that person got that role that I would have really liked, that was really meant for them. and it really wasn't meant for me, and what is meant for me is going to come, and it's not going to be the same thing for them.
For sure.
So I think that was from Cranston,
Bryan Cranston.
Breaking
Yeah.
Bad guy.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yes,
Yeah.
he has a really amazing autobiography, but he said that for years he was like so cynical, getting so down on himself because he was getting all these no's, and then he just had to say let it go, and then just wish the person who got that role the best of luck because it was really meant for them. And I think that's kind of the best thing you can do, because if you're getting so attached and so like down on yourself, then it's just not enjoyable. Like
No.
you're gonna make life so much harder for yourself, because dealing with those names is like the majority of the job, I think.
No, I agree. That's a very good way to look at it. And also it's about the community as a whole, right? Like you want to be part of the acting artistic community. So if you don't if you
Yeah.
haven't got the job, at least, you assume, you hope that, someone who's deserving's got it. I can definitely like speak on the point of like, rejections or like auditions in general, and I feel like we'll have a whole separate episode for that as well. From like, the other side, when I'm casting for
Yeah.
films, even though
Oh
like
yeah.
sometimes I don't, if I feel like a certain actor doesn't fit the role well, that doesn't necessarily mean I wouldn't want to work with them ever, right? I might give them um another role that I have in mind for a film, or I might just keep them on my shortlist for projects for the future. So it's never it's always worth bringing your best to whatever like auditions and tryouts, I don't know,
Yeah.
that you go for. So
No, totally.
I want to go back to talking about sort of like keeping faith and like, that belief in as an artist. And I think part of that also comes to um your time management. I know it's something that I personally deal with and struggle with a lot, especially when you're left to your
Yeah.
own devices and you've got to do your own work, fine, but you literally have to come up with your routine, your structure, your work schedule. How talk to me about that.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, I don't really do that very well at all. I wish I had a better structure involved. I mean, I'm not really working that much, and I find it very hard to wake up before like 11 if I know I don't have anything to wake up for, really. But then I think there is a lot of value in being bored and then mucking around for a while, because sometimes these kind of light bulb moments can come into your head and you're like, well, I wouldn't have thought of that if I was just wasn't mucking around for a while. So I think creativity kind of needs to live within doing nothing sometimes. But it's, yeah, I'm not a very structured person. I don't really know. I think it's remembering what actually makes you feel good. Like, is it going to make me feel good watching YouTube for an hour, or is it going to make me feel good like reading a book, or like brainstorming about a kind of script idea, or just doing something that kind of nurtures you, other than just like fast food, like nurturing kind of content, then like fast validation, I guess. But then sometimes you need to watch all those funny interviews just to get you through that hour. So, I don't know if I have any good advice. I'm still learning myself.
No, same here. We're all like learning, and it's always like a constant process. I really like what you said about the having something, like knowing whether doing something will make you happy or make you feel worse than before. Definitely that's a practice that's helped me in the past, where, even if I've taken an hour out of my day, where I've sat down and just like daydreamed about a script idea, like written down like a mind map, just that hour alone has brought me so much value and happiness that I feel good for the whole day. And I think if you're kind of stuck like with absolutely no idea how to begin to even structure your day, that's a really great place to start. So whether it's dancing, acting, painting, script writing, anything, if you've got an idea for it, I think you could just sit down for an hour, 20 minutes, dedicate some time out of the day that makes you feel good, because it's important to make sure you're feeling good, and then when you're feeling good, you can start building some sort of structure. It's that's another thing
Yeah,
as an
totally.
artist, looking after yourself. pretty important.
Oh yeah, like you know, all those tortured artists that drink and smoke and do drugs all the time. I don't know how they manage, honestly.
How do they
I don't know
cope?
how you manage. Like, you know, certainly had those uni days of going out a lot, but it brings a lot of
Yeah,
chaos into your life. So like if you are like a dedicated artist, I don't know how you can be like an alcoholic and an artist, because that's
yeah,
tiring on your body
for
and your
sure.
mental health. But I mean, they did it all in the 70s, so quite happy about it. But yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, no, thank you for talking through all of these things. Let's see how people respond to this. It's been a genuine pleasure. Thank you for sharing your thoughts, and hopefully we'll get you in on another episode soon.
Yeah, I'd love that. Okay, bye.
All right, let me stop that right there. That was my chat with Olivia Pinkney. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you again, Olivia, for taking time out and talking about the creative struggle. I'm sure this won't be the last time we'll be talking. There'll be other episodes as well. And if you liked what you heard or saw, please consider subscribing and sharing and liking and commenting. Thanks so much for watching, guys. See you in the next one.